Yeah.
It's George.
It's Elaine.
Come on up.
Hey, buddy, listen to
I never heard anything like this in my life. Listen to this.
This is exciting! This is exciting! Huh? Did I miss anything already?
Kramer, get in.
Where's the crazy man?
Hey! Sit down. Come on, it's about to start.
Hey, Matt! What the hell do I gotta do to get some food around here? I'm starving! And if it's peanut butter, I'm gonna shove it in your face! Hello, and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinny.
My name is Matt. That was great.
Thank you.
You got such range, man.
I'd test. Thank you.
What it reminded me of was, did you ever see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Oh, I own it on VHS, my friend.
When Raphael wakes up and he's in the tub and he's like, "Hey, what's some guy got to do to get some food around here?" Mm-hmm. What's Leo say?
Get him some food. Bring him some food. Right? Something like that.
You're gonna be okay, Raph. You're gonna be okay.
Give my son the juice.
We're all over the place.
Okay, let's get back on track here.
A classic episode today.
Oh, spoiler alert, I'm giving this thing a 10, so deal with it when we get there.
Oh, God. All right. Well, before we get to our discussion, I guess, I wanted to talk a little bit about some sad news that happened recently. It was trending like crazy online. We lost an actor from the Seinfeld world. Ellen Albertini Dow passed away on May 4th. She was 101 years old.
Wow. Good for her. That's impressive.
Quite a life. Now, I don't think the name rings a bell for most people, but
The voice will.
yeah, for sure. Let's play a clip.
Bosco. Bosco!
Mama? Quiet, quiet, it's a secret.
Bosco! Bosco!
Shut up! Just off. What are you trying to say?
Bosco!
Yeah, I don't know if she had this character name, but she was Mama Peterman in The Secret Code. Mm-hmm. But
Well, she's the one who named him Jacopo.
Jacopo, right? Just had that one scene in the bedroom when her, sadly, also her character dies. Yeah. But she, I thought she had a very memorable role in the, however brief. But she's known for a few other movies, I think. What's her most popular role?
I would say what people remember her for most would be her role as the rapping granny in The Wedding Singer.
Right.
She does the rapper's delight.
She's like, I said hip hop. But yeah, I won't go any further.
No.
Oh, I do. What I remember more than the rapping scene is she pays Adam Sandler's character with meatballs.
Oh, yes, she does.
I know John O'Hurley, who plays Jay Peterman, tweeted about her death, and it was really nice. He was writing the message as her son, Jacopo.
Aw, that's really cute.
Sorry, is it Jacopo?
Jacopo.
But yeah, just, sort of sad. Even though 101, that's a pretty full life, pretty long life.
Yeah.
One could only hope to live so long. That means she was born in, 1914?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Wow.
Is it crazy whenever you look up people from, like another era and you're like, oh my God, they're still alive. In addition to Seinfeld, Star Wars, Batman, Twilight Zone, I'm also a huge James Bond fan. And the production designer, I was shocked to learn, is still alive. His name's Ken Adam. He came up with all of the old set designs, like sort of the Dr. Evil big lair, anything that a rocket ship would blast out of. But he's still alive. He's
how old?
Oh God, I want to say he's almost 90.
Wow. So he's worked on every film then, huh?
No, he only worked on the earlier stuff, but his work though is like so like legendary. That he's sort of known for that original look. But yeah, man, just those people out there, you're just like, how are they still going? Yeah. It's crazy.
You think we'll make it to that age?
We? No. But anyways, just wanted to bring her up, and I'm sure most people heard about her passing, but it'll be interesting once we get to The Secret Code, and we can talk a little bit more about her her brief appearance in that episode. Mm-hmm. But anyways, this week's episode, Vinny, what do we got?
It's a big one. We got the 7th episode of season 4, The Bubble Boy. And this is weird. Written by Larry David and Larry Charles. I think that's a first that they've teamed up on an episode. Is that right?
Maybe, yeah. At least a soul.
Let's go with it. And it was directed by Tom Sharonis. It aired October 7th, 1992.
Part of me wants to do my whole DVD spiel like I did back in seasons 1 through 3. But things have changed a little bit now with Hulu.
Changing your tune?
I don't know. I don't know what we should do. I guess you could watch these episodes on DVD or check them out on Hulu in about a month. This episode, though, I want to say that I feel like even a casual Seinfeld fan, you know what happens in this episode, or you're familiar with it, the visuals, the terms.
Yep, I would agree with that.
It's one of your all-time classics. Well, just to give a little bit of trivia here, Larry David was mainly inspired to write this episode after reading articles about Bubble Boys, and particularly the way Bubble Boy sounds when it rolls off the tongue.
It's very funny.
I meant to count the amount of times Bubble Boy, is said in this episode.
Whenever it is said, it tends to be repeated by different characters in multiple scenes.
And you can never say the boy in the bubble or the boy. It's Bubble Boy. I think it's said at least 30 times.
That sounds about right. I'm sure it's on YouTube probably. Somebody has put them all together.
Right. That term, though, I guess Bubble Boy was thrown around a lot throughout the 70s and 80s. There was even a movie about it, I think, right? With
Jake
John Travolta.
Gyllenhaal.
Oh, hello.
Is that right?
There's 2, I think. Which one are you thinking of?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay. And which year did that come out?
Let me consult my resource here.
Okay. The first one that comes to my mind is a John Travolta movie called The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, I think.
1976.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Bubble Boy from 2001 with Jake Gyllenhaal.
That's the one where he's got like the black hair kind of like sticking straight out.
Yep, that's right.
And his is more like I'm rolling around in a bubble, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The tagline is "Life is an adventure. Don't blow it."
The John Travolta movie, The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, was based on a guy named David Vedder who lived for 12 years in a plastic bubble. And that, I guess, was, as you mentioned, Vinny, 76, sometime in the 70s. So I guess this idea of living in a bubble, an igloo, plastic divider, what have you, was pretty common, or at least in the mainstream, that it didn't seem completely out of nowhere to do an episode about it. That being said, though, this premise, the whole Bubble Boy, the gang visiting this kid, the Trivial Pursuit, that little like glove arm thing, that's just sticking out of frame. This episode to me marks when Seinfeld, okay, we're taking it up a notch, and we're going to get a little wackier.
Jason Alexander says it perfectly in an interview. He's saying, "What are we doing? We're about small things and the small." And he was perplexed that Bubble Boys playing Trivial Pursuit. He could not believe what they were doing, and he thought they'd kind of lost their way. And sure enough, he's the first one to admit that he was wrong because of how well this episode was received.
I feel a little torn watching this episode because the amount of time we've spent on these early seasons, and as you put it, kind of the grounded episodes, those to me feel like pure Seinfeld. And when you get into this wackiness, it feels wrong. It doesn't feel right to me, at least at first. But by the time you get to the end and it all gets wrapped up in that beautiful Seinfeld way, it's okay to get a little surreal.
I agree. Although, as we say, between 4 and 6 is when they hit their stride. 7 through 9 is when you say wacky, I think of 7 through 9. So this is them crossing that line, as you said. But this, I think, is very commonplace when you look at Seinfeld as a whole.
It's also hard whenever you watch a show and they do something different, something new. That's always a little tough the first time you're watching it. I can think of many shows I've watched over the year. Curb, actually. Let's talk about that real quick. How we used to watch the new seasons together when we were in college, or whenever we get together. We would kind of bank them all, and then we'd watch all 10.
Those were good times.
So, yeah. And I remember each season I was kind of turned off. Like,
upon first watch, right?
yeah, it always felt a little weird. Like Curb actually had a habit, I think, of getting weirder and weirder and just a little zany each season.
He became more of a caricature of himself than an actual character.
To the point, early on, it was really, hey, look at this normal guy getting in these arguments or altercations, whereas in the later seasons, you just knew, all right, how's Larry going to piss this person off?
He's going to have a Larry David moment or a Curb moment.
But eventually, looking back on all of the episodes, they're all fantastic, and they're all, even though it didn't feel right initially, Larry knew what he was doing, and the guys on Seinfeld obviously knew what they were doing, visiting Bubble Boys or, I don't know, dropping Phil Rizzuto's head in a pothole,
It's funny in the world of creativity and art, because as an artist, if you stay the course and keep producing the same stuff you've done, people will grow tired of your work and then lose interest in you. But then on the flip side, if you try something new and be innovative and go a different way, people may also not like what you're putting out, and they'll want you to return. So it's a very fine line they need to walk.
Yeah, there's something to be said for people that bring something new to the table. And I think that's the fate of most shows. Once you get past that, God, I would argue season 5, you're venturing into like a dangerous territory. And the fact that this show made it to 9 seasons without feeling too repetitive, I think is huge accomplishment and really unmatched in a way. It's enough with a bar already.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't think I really have anything else to talk about trivia-wise this episode. Well, let's get started then, I guess.
All right.
Have you ever called someone up and you're disappointed when they answer the phone? You wanted the machine. And you're always kind of thrown off. You go, oh, I didn't know you were there. I just wanted to leave a message saying, sorry, I missed you. So here what we have is two people hate each other, don't really ever want to talk, but the phone machine is like this relationship respirator keeping these marginal brain-dead relationships alive, and we all do it. Why? So that when we come home, you can see that little flashing red light. You go, all right, messages. You see? People need that. It's very important for human beings to feel that they are popular and well-liked amongst a large group of people that we don't care for.
Fantastic stand-up. I mean, come on.
Love this bit.
Yes.
It's lifted right from I'm Telling You for the Last Time, one of Jerry's classics.
Yeah, wow. He really covers a lot of topics on that album.
It's a great album.
I feel like you mention that every week almost.
Every week. I don't even know if it's on. It is on there. I'm just kidding.
Talk about doing the same thing every week.
Hey.
Listen to Seincast.
Don't you get startled, though, when you call somebody and they do answer? I still anticipate now, in 2015, I still anticipate getting a voicemail.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm the same way. If I really want to talk to someone, I'll text them, like, hey, can we talk? But yeah, most of the time, if I'm calling you, I'm hoping I get that voicemail.
Yeah. And then he says, why do we do this? So when we come home, we can see that little flashing light. And he makes that motion with his hand opening up, which is very indicative of the flashing light. And I still think this kind of comedy, although, they didn't have smartphones back then, it really translates to society today in that we're always checking our phone, looking for a text message, a missed call, a voicemail, something, because we like feeling important. It's very important for human beings to feel popular and well-liked amongst a large group of people we don't care for.
Yes, that line right there, what you just said, I think is one of the most important jokes that Jerry has ever made, that I know of, at least. We haven't heard all of his stand-up, but I think that is, I don't want to say profound, but it seems like it's so...
No, you could say profound. Go ahead.
applicable to today with I think of Facebook and Twitter, any kind of notification, any kind of like or thumbs up. Oh, by the way, keep liking our posts on Facebook and Twitter.
Please do it.
We appreciate that. But no, it's true though. You almost become addicted to it, like a drug. Yeah. And I I mean, I can't think of anything more true than wanting to impress people you don't like or you don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great piece of stand-up. First scene of the episode, we are in Jerry's apartment. Jerry and Naomi. This is Naomi from the Wallet and the Watch, right?
Last week, Jessica Lundy, she played the hostess. She hit on Uncle Leo, didn't take, so she went after Jerry. Now they're on a date.
Did that happen? Did they?
Oh, it happened.
I guess this is their first date, maybe one of the early dates in their relationship, as we'll find out. Jerry isn't too gaga about her.
I'm sure Helen will be happy that, he actually asked her out and they went on a date.
That's true. They actually had some Chinese food, which made me think of the Chinese restaurant. Maybe they went back there. It actually made me think how they ended terms at the Chinese restaurant. Was Elaine like, I'm never coming back here? Where they did, any time they mentioned Chinese in the show, could it be that restaurant? Or
perhaps. I feel like there's other restaurants that she walked out of that she didn't want to return to.
That's true. And they do go to Hunan. What is it? Oh, that's the secret code as well. We spoke about that earlier when Jerry and George meet Peterman.
That's right.
Jay
You're
Peterman.
right.
J. Crew. They go to a different Chinese restaurant in that episode.
So when Jerry says, I think I ate too much of that garlic, Naomi says, yeah, me too. And he goes, no, I ate the whole plate. I thought they were peanuts, right? Mm-hmm. And she goes off, and Jerry kind of winces at the sound of her laugh. But the thing I thought of was the doodle when Jerry goes out with Shelley and he eats the masticated pecan off of her plate, and then he spits it out. So it looks like Jerry's got this pattern of picking, little things off of his date's plate and eating it.
Yeah, there are a lot of nuts out there.
Hey.
Yeah, good call on the nuts. The thing though, her laugh though, as you mentioned earlier, and Jerry wincing, he doesn't find it intoxicating like Woody Woodpecker.
No.
And Mr. Pitt. This is what, as we find out later, sounds like Elmer Fudd sitting on a juicer. This is a irritating, nails on the chalkboard kind of laugh.
Gets under his skin.
Mm-hmm. Well, she thinks Naked Gun is on, but of course, no.
Leslie Nielsen.
No, let's not watch it.
Good shout out.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love any topical like movies they reference. That I think was 89, so we're a few years after that movie, but they bring up Home Alone in a later episode. Right. Love that guy. JFK, as we know from The Boyfriend. Mm-hmm. But what was her line here? She's like, "Oh, I thought you were a happy-go-lucky kind of guy."
It's like, "Oh no, I'm not happy and I'm not lucky, and I don't go. If anything, I'm sad, stop, unlucky," which is actually quite funny.
Yes.
So again, he can't help but be funny and make this girl with this annoying laugh.
The visa is what you're referring to, right? Where they go, "Oh, Cheryl," and he just makes an innocent comment.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Am I being funny? Is this funny?
Is this funny? You're very funny."
Yeah, it's really tough for him. I feel like Jerry Seinfeld's like that in real life. He can be really profound at times and very serious, have a really beautiful, philosophical look at life, but there's always that little trace of humor to it.
The lens with which he views the world cannot not come out funny. Right. So it is true.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of hilarious, Holocaust is on, Vinny.
Oh, perfect.
So he plays one of his messages. This is what I was referencing earlier. It's George. He's talking about how excited he is to head up to the cabin, with Susan, Jerry, and Naomi.
Before you go on, though, Naomi is so happy. She has this nice big smile on her face when George says, "You're going to have a great time with Naomi," And he's like, "What did you say your laugh sounded like?" Elmer Fudd sitting on a juicer. Then she immediately goes stone-faced.
There's that great shot of Naomi's face kind of, or her smile dropping. Jerry's in the background, and he's like, "Oh, shit." And he kind of runs to the answering machine while George is still going on and on, hitting stop, to the point he pretty much just rips the machine out of the wall.
Mm-hmm. Which he's done... He'll do in the future. He'll rip the phone cord out of the wall when he calls his parents and tells them, "By the way, I'm not getting married. Tell Mom."
So, tink. Yeah. Great moment. Naomi, as you'd expect, is pretty offended. And before she storms off, Jerry is trying to recover here. He's like, hey, Elmer Fudd is one of the most beloved cartoon characters of all time.
That's true.
What's the line?
I'm going to kill that crazy rabbit. Ha ha ha. Come on.
Also, juicer. Vinny, you would agree with this, is one of the healthiest ways to make juice. Pulp, vitamins, long life, vitality.
Now, I'd like to point out in the movie, Jerry tells comedian Pat Buckles that he can't do the voices. He doesn't do impersonations. Oh. But here he does a very good impersonation of Elmer Fudd.
That's true. Good
Don't
call.
sell your shelf short. Don't sell your shelf. Damn it.
I'm telling you, man, it's one of those nights.
Don't sell yourself short, Jerry. You're very special.
Yes. Very special indeed. You have a juicer, don't you?
I do.
How do you like it?
Love it.
Mm-hmm. Next scene, I guess we're still in Jerry's apartment here, but it's at a later point, and Jerry's just laying into George. You know, how could you leave a message like that?
I could just play your message in front of anybody.
Oh, I didn't think anyone would leave it.
Well, I didn't think anyone would play it.
I love Jerry George arguing because it's genuine. They're both upset, but they can still like remain friends.
There's unconditional love there.
Yes, even though they'll never admit it, it's there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the dialogue's just flowing. It's flowing back and forth. It's ping ponging, and we're gonna see that a couple times in this episode.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Naomi isn't coming up to the cabin for the weekend, and ultimately Jerry's okay with it. You know, he's a comedian. He can't go out with someone who laughs like her.
So let's talk about this. He's gone out with a girl now who has the most annoying laugh, but in the future he's gonna go out with a girl who doesn't laugh at all. Now, the jokes just kept bouncing off of her. What would be worse for a comedian?
Oh, God, that's a good question.
Thank you.
If I'm a comedian and I'm dating someone and they never laugh or they have an annoying laugh, you know, I think that annoying traits or habits early on in a relationship, you get used to them if you really care about the person. Mm-hmm. I think. You know, what you might find annoying at one point, you come to really love, you know, intoxicating, if you will.
So you'd say he'd rather go with the girl who doesn't laugh? Is that what you're saying?
No, who laughs annoying.
You're going with annoying?
Yeah, because the girl who doesn't laugh, it's like you can't, I don't know, that just seems like such a huge part of Jerry's personality. And I think also, honestly, I think the key to staying young is having a really good sense of humor and, you know, young at heart.
I would think being a comedian, you always aspire to make the room laugh to kill, that he would find this challenging to date a girl who doesn't laugh, always trying to, hey, Mrs. Costanza, I got a joke for you. Not interested.
Right, yes.
Tell it to the audience. But I thought Jerry might see it as a challenge.
That's a really good point.
Either way, think about it, comedians.
Well, he compares it to Coco Chanel going out with a fishmonger, which I feel like is a forgotten line on Seinfeld, and I don't know if that joke really lands.
Well, and George doesn't seem to care for it at all, and Jerry has to explain himself. It still doesn't go over.
You mentioned at the top how this is a Larry David, Larry Charles joint, and it makes me think that, excuse me, how a lot of the jokes and the back and forth between people is dialogue between the Larrys.
Oh, hands down.
You know, where Charles will pitch an idea and David's like kind of confused, like Coco Chanel fishmonger, what? Mm-hmm. And they just, let's write that into the show. At least I like to think it comes off that, I don't know, that identical to real life.
Yeah.
George suggests that Jerry bring Elaine, but Jerry can't, otherwise Kramer will feel slighted. Again, hey, nice guy Jerry. We're getting a little...
That's right.
A little brief appearance by him. But George, of course, says, hey, no Kramer, since Susan hates him for vomiting on her.
The exact words that George uses is, Susan can't stand him, which I cannot help but think of, can't stand ya, can't stand ya. It's funny that George still uses that expression.
But this is something that Susan... You know, even though we won't see her for a few seasons, I think she holds on to.
Yeah, yeah. First he vomits on me, then he burns down my father's cabin, and then he steals Mona. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah, but all the way to the wedding, you know, he can't be an usher.
Wait a minute, do you smell smoke?
Kramer.
Hello, boys. boys. Top of the morning to you. What do you say? What do you be?
When you put that thing out before you start another fire, you had to give him a box of cigars.
So, what are you guys doing this weekend?
Because
I'm going to be playing golf at the Westchester Country Club.
Westchester, isn't that a private club?
Oh, that's right, buddy. It's private. It's very private. But I met the pro at the golf shop up on 49th Street. I gave him one of these Cubans, and he invites me up to play a free round. Then he says, anytime I lay one of these babies on him, it's going to be the same deal. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to be hitting the links all weekend.
Well, gee, that's too bad.
Yeah, too bad.
Why? What?
Well, because we were just saying we were going to ask you to come up to the country with us this weekend. Susan's father has a cabin up there, but, all right.
Well, what, they got any golf courses up there?
No. That's pie country.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a lot of baking up there.
Yeah. They sell them by the side of the road. Blueberry, blackberry.
Blackberry, boysenberry.
Boysenberry, huckleberry.
Huckleberry, raspberry.
Raspberry, strawberry.
Strawberry, cranberry.
Peach.
Now, didn't you always have a problem with that line when Kramer comes in?
Oh.
And he says, you know, what do you say? What do you be? And then Jerry says, will you put that thing out before you start a fire? You had to give him a box of cigars. Didn't you always find fault with that?
You really remember a lot of the things I would complain about, but I think I complained about.
Am I right?
Yeah, no. So I complained about a lot of stuff on Seinfeld, which, that always seemed a bit of like actor Jerry coming out, like you had to give him a box of cigars.
Well, it's to set up that Kramer is the one who has cigars. He's going to be the one responsible for.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just the delivery he had a problem with. It wasn't the actual line itself.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. It just seems like very forced. At least one of the dumb things I used to complain about.
I think I always remember these things because I'm just this dumb guy. I'm like, oh, and then he said that. It's great. And you're kind of looking at it more critical and analytical.
Oh, hey, anyone can can criticize this shit, but to actually come up with it that's the genius.
Any mental defective with a microphone.
That's what our podcast should be known as, you know. Instead of two guys who can barely manage their own lives, it should be two mental defectives. This scene, though, this is our first clip that we're playing on our show here, and there are so many wonderful, just little classic lines in this episode that I just love, and one of them right there, just from Jerry going, Kramer, to the Irish, what do you say? What do you be? What else we got here? Oh no, that's pie country. You know, just that little like raise in the voice. I just love these little moments.
Yep. Another thing that I found interesting with this clip that we just played, we talked about nice guy Jerry coming out. Did you notice the trouble that George and Jerry go to non-invite Kramer to the cabin? Because, you know, they don't want to invite Elaine because then Kramer will feel slighted. But then once they find out Kramer's busy, has plans, then they say, well, we were going to invite you, you know. Kind of like going back to the flea market when Kramer didn't get invited. His feelings were hurt, and then he held a grudge.
That's a good point. I forgot about that one.
But they make it a point of saying, well, you know, we have this cabin. We're going to come for the weekend. It's too bad you got this golf trip. And I'm surprised among these really close friends that they kind of, not have to walk around eggshells regarding the subject, but they really go out of their way to make Kramer feel included despite not wanting him to come.
Right. Which I'm sure you'd agree if this were season 2, early season 3, they would be like, don't invite Kramer. He's too weird.
He's a pod.
Yeah, he's a nut. But yeah, I wonder if it's the parking space that really, I don't know, we're kind of tracking here in terms of that character development. He's sensitive. Hey, that's a really good call. I was also surprised how good Jerry and George are at lying and really bouncing off each other. They're really on the same wavelength. Yeah. You know, they didn't come up with this sort of like strategy beforehand. It's like, hey, don't invite Kramer because or don't invite Elaine because he'll feel slighted. As soon as they know he's busy, boom. All right, let's invite him.
Wheels are in motion, and they're very good at following each other's instincts.
A little interesting bit of trivia, though. Michael Richards, I guess, at the time of this episode, had never played a game of golf.
He's not a golfer, whereas Larry David is an avid golfer. Yeah.
Right. You're a golfer, aren't you, Vinny?
I'm a casual golfer.
Yeah.
Not very good.
You got your own clubs, though, don't you?
I do. Thank you for sharing.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
You've been outed.
We took you golfing once in college, my friend Rich and I, Richie boy.
Hey, Rich.
And I've never seen anybody, I think it was a rainy day. And
it was not a rainy day. Don't try to help me out.
I don't know how
here.
you did this, but what you swung, and I don't know if the ball was already in a divot, but the ball went backwards. I've never seen somebody do that.
And it wasn't like I did a full swing and then brought it back, was it?
No, you swung, and the way you struck the ball, you lost yardage. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of golf. Watching, playing. I like mini golf. Mini golf's great, but
Yeah, that's okay.
anyways, watching Larry play it on curb though makes me want to get into it.
It's a fun little game.
Anywho, we're at Monk's now, and Jerry is trying to convince Elaine to come with him, the gang, to the cabin, so that way he's not alone. He's also, I guess, got this autographed photo for his dry cleaner that he just kind of brings up, in the middle of this conversation. He never knows what to write on it, but what did he go with?
I'm very impressed. You mean because it's like a dry cleaner?
Yeah. I think that's great. I like that.
So I was thinking, we'll get into this later, or we can get into it now. For his dry cleaner, he writes, "I'm very impressed." For the waitress, he writes, "Nothing's finer than being in your diner." Which one would you rather have on a headshot autographed by Jerry Seinfeld?
Oh, wow.
Because I think it'd be a fun little joke to get one of those.
Yeah.
If possible.
I like, objectively, if I don't own a diner, I still like nothing's finer than being in your diner.
Yeah.
But in terms of like if I ran a business, I would rather have the "I'm very impressed."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's so cheesy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answer made sense, but
Yeah.
I think I like that one for the cheese factor.
Okay.
Same with you?
I kind of like the finer diner one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Both
guess
lame.
I guess back to the cabin issue here. Elaine wants to know about the sleeping arrangements, and Jerry's like, "Oh, same bed, underwear, and a t-shirt."
What about me?
Oh, you'll be naked, of course.
That's
Which I like. Again,
there's a little flirty dynamic between them still.
absolutely
It's nice.
reminded me a little bit too of the who's the guy, the wake up phone guy with the dogs, and Elaine's like, we slept head to foot, and Jerry's like, "Oh, your genitals are still lined up." Mm-hmm. Just that whole sleeping arrangement kind of deal. Mm-hmm. Anyways, a guy approaches the two, which I think might be a first on Seinfeld, meeting a character in the restaurant. I feel like we get this a lot. If you don't have two people just talking across the table with one another, they are turned outward and they're talking to someone, whether it's Lloyd Braun or Kenny Banya or Larry, the owner of the restaurant. This guy is Mel Sanger, and he actually drives a truck that's parked outside.
Oh, Yoo-hoo?
Yeah.
I love Yoo-hoo.
Yes, it's a fine product. Love that. Another line where I think Jerry just really brings it this episode. Oh, I love Yoo-hoo.
I buy it. I buy that he loves Yoo-hoo.
Absolutely. I had my first and only Yoo-hoo when I visited you for the first time in Maryland at your parents' house years ago.
It took you that long to have a Yoo-hoo?
Yeah, and I was a little surprised. It's not
disappointed,
milk.
weren't you?
Well, it's not. I thought it was chocolate milk, but it's like water, isn't it?
It's a chocolate drink. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's not milk.
It's sort of like it's like Kraft. You have to say like a cheese product.
Yeah.
It's
What's
a
in
drink.
there?
You a fan? You guys still have Yoo-hoo at your parents?
It's for the kids, Occasionally I'll dabble in a Yoo-hoo, but
For the kids.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Mel saw Jerry on the Tonight Show a few weeks ago, which made me think of the trip when they go to L.A.
That's true.
When he bombs. He was watching it with his son Donald. Donald Sanger.
That's actually a really good callback. You're right.
It could be.
That had to be the one.
Probably. Well, Donald, his son, has a rare immune deficiency in his blood, and he has to live in a plastic bubble. I mean, can you imagine that? A bubble.
A bubble?
A bubble.
Yes, a bubble. Again, with that, I don't know. It's not ping pong in this case. Yeah. It kind of is, but it isn't.
Heidi Swedberg in an interview actually said that Abbott and Costello, kind of flowy, linguistic pattern, and that's what it is. And there's the influence that Jerry loves so much.
Mm-hmm. And Larry's, I guess, like just love or obsession with the term bubble boy.
Yes.
But in this case, just bubble. So Mel sits down with the group and he tells them about, delivering Yoo-Hoo for 6 days a week while Donald has no friends. He's like a prisoner pretty much in the bubble. Mel and his wife have to sacrifice everything, all for the sake of their little bubble boy.
It brings him to tears. It brings Elaine to tears. She reaches for napkins, hands it to Mel Sanger, takes one for herself, and then in a very sweet way hands it to Jerry as well. Jerry's taking a big bite out of his sandwich, and he just proceeds to wipe his mouth. Not even fazed by this story, which is quintessential Jerry. That's not nice Jerry. That's just the Jerry we come to know.
Yeah, the Jerry I think we're getting to know in recent episodes. The kind of he's not a complete asshole, but he's just completely inconsiderate, and
he has no sentimentality.
That timing too, and it's so unexpected.
Yes,
from one person crying, another person crying. Here comes the third person crying. No, I'm just gonna pat my mouth. Mm-hmm. And he's got that smirk, that Jerry, like he's laughing, he's enjoying it.
He's in on the joke, and he's loving it. He's loving being part of it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we were watching you on TV.
You get in the bubble with him?
No, he can see through the bubble. It's plastic.
Oh, I thought it was like an igloo.
No, it's clear.
Who has the remote?
He does.
The remote goes through the bubble?
Yeah, he's in the bubble with the remote.
So you have no control over the remote?
No, it's frustrating.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So anyway, you're his favorite comedian. He laughed so hard the other night we had to give him an extra shot of hemoglobin.
That's nice.
Tomorrow is his birthday, and it would mean so much to him if you could find it in your heart to pay him a visit and just say hello.
Oh, well, tomorrow
Jerry, of course he'd pay him a visit. You'd be happy to.
Yeah, okay, tomorrow. Where do you live? Uptown, up west side?
No, upstate.
Upstate.
One of the things I found interesting about that clip was the curiosity among Jerry and Elaine. So it wasn't so much as, we feel for this, beloved bubble boy. It's, you get in the bubble with him, and then who holds the remote? To me, when I hear that, I think of Larry David reading this article and be like, wonder who holds the remote. It's that awful Larry David.
It's Martin Short imitating Larry David.
Flat New York thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's that very inquisitive Larry David sensibility. What kind of plastic is it?
But it's about the mundane, though. It's not about something interesting like, that must be hard. How do you guys manage? What's it, The
emotional side of things.
Exactly. Who holds the remote control?
And then making the leap to, that must be really frustrating. Yeah, this is wonderful. I love that back and forth. And the stuff at the end is great, too, where Jerry's like, where do you live? Uptown? Upper West Side?
Oh, upstate.
Upstate. Yeah. So next scene, Jerry's apartment. Jerry is explaining to George and Susan about the bubble boy.
A bubble boy?
Yes, a bubble boy.
What's a bubble boy?
He lives in a bubble.
Boy.
First thing that comes to mind?
Bloopers.
Let's go to the tape.
He's a what?
He's a bubble boy.
A bubble boy?
Yes, he lives in a bubble.
What's a bubble boy?
Well, I think Jerry just explained that.
He's a what?
He's a bubble boy.
A bubble boy?
He lives in a bubble. I'm sorry, my fault. My fault.
He's a what?
He's a bubble boy.
A bubble boy?
Yes, he lives in a bubble.
You schmuck! Will you wait?
I love that. I love how frustrated Jason's like, you schmuck!
Will you wait? And then he, Jerry is laughing as well at himself at the moment, and he kind of slunks his head down and grabs Jason's arms because it's a funny moment.
I know that shot of Jerry kind of bending at the knees and collapsing into Jason, that shows up in that Good Riddance, Time of Your Life that beautiful montage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great visual. Well, Jerry goes on to explain that the bubble is really a clear plastic that divides the room. And George is like, oh, like the dry cleaning plastic?
That's no good. You wouldn't last 10 minutes in there. Something about that delivery, that's no good.
Yes.
That always sticks out to me, and I love saying that's no good in that way.
That's no good?
That's no good. Try it at home. It's fun.
God, we should be keeping track of all of the like the Jerry deliveries. I think Jerry is killing it in this episode with just every little line that he has that really is a throwaway line. That's no good. Upstate.
Speaking of which, Jerry's like, I don't know where it is. False something. Susan says, oh, this is right on the way to the cabin. And George says, oh, that's great. You stop off see the bubble boy for 20 minutes, and then we go to the cabin. And Jerry goes, okay, oh, great. Okay, we're going away. I think I'm excited. That's another thing. I love saying this to other people that never pick up on it, but if I'm excited about something, I think I'm excited.
We're kind of back at that question of, would you rather, as a comedian, date someone who has an annoying laugh or never laughs? Would you rather be able to drop Seinfeld references everywhere you go and have people laugh not getting it? Or would you rather connect with someone and they're like, I understood that reference?
Connect hands down.
Okay.
I do it for me because it just makes me happy.
Yes.
But I know most people will not get it. But when they do, it's a home run.
Oh, it's sweet. There was a little throwaway line in there where Susan's like, oh, yeah, the cabin was built in 1947. Oh, there you go. It's a 47 cabin.
Also good.
Very good joke. I like that. Do we know anything about the cabin at this point? That it was her grandfather's?
She just said so.
Oh, she did in this scene. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the
grandfather
scene.
built it in 1947. It's incredible.
Right. So it's been in the, as we'll come to know her as Susan Ross, the Ross family cabin. And which will definitely pay off next episode.
Again, just think about how all these plot points that they're and storylines that they're setting up, they're all interwoven and they all pay off in various episodes throughout season 4. It'd be amazing to see how the Larrys and Jerry and all the other writers outline this. Okay, Cheever Letters is here. This is going to happen here, so we got to drop this line in the Bubble Boy, and it's diabolical.
It really is. As Susan and George are leaving, Kramer enters looking, I'm swearing a lot, but he looks f***ing dapper.
You bleep these out, right?
Yeah.
This is a child show.
It's a Christian podcast.
There it is. Please.
Golf pants, hat, cardigan. He looks incredible.
Oh, yeah. That's another fun thing about golf is the clothes.
Yes. Would you ever wear an outfit like Kramer's, though?
If I was a different person.
With a different body. Did you notice Susan, though, when Kramer enters? She has a... How would you describe her reaction?
She kind of braces herself or recoils and shields herself because she expects there to be more vomit coming at her.
Or, this makes no sense, and I think it has more to do with Heidi Swedberg's acting, but I think it's sort of the same reaction she had when she first met Kramer. A little confusing, where you're like, oh, do you have a crush on him? Like, she almost looks like sort of, from my point of view, like, wow, Kramer looks great.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You are wrong. Dead wrong. I'm sorry.
Dead wrong. Well, Kramer thanks Susan for the invite upstate, but he can't make it. And George, just like the answering machine message that Jerry heard earlier, he realizes, all right, that's our cue to exit. And as Susan realizes Kramer is smoking one of her Cubans, George just yanks her violently through the door.
And do you see her head snap back?
I don't know if that's a Jason pull or if it's a Heidi
embellishment.
Yeah, but looks so painful.
She looks like a cartoon. Fun little trivia fact: the writers Tom Gamble and Max Pross, who are known for writing episodes like the ones that contain the John Voight car that come up in season 5,
the mom and pop story. Yeah.
Thank you. They actually are credited, but don't take credit for coming up with one of Kramer's things to be smoking Cuban cigars. That was their idea.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't hired as writers on Seinfeld until season 5, but they actually came up with this Kramer trait back in
of
season
smoking
4.
Cubans.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It's something we bring up in the earlier episodes. Hey, Kramer's smoking a pipe for the first time, or Kramer's like impersonating, a cop or a fireman. He has his dress up character roles. That cigar, I don't think there's a single prop out there that is best fitting for Kramer other than the cigar.
Oh yeah, they go hand in hand.
Absolutely. Almost to the end, pretty much, of at least the Puerto Rican day, where he lights a cigar there. Like, he has it all the way to the end.
Well, he got a potential multi-million-dollar lawsuit as a result of smoking cigars.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good point. Tonight's pipe night. So our next scene, we're on the road. This is a first. So I imagine they're driving, like, kind of up to Albany, that area. I love these scenes in the cars. The way they pair off the couples this episode is just fantastic. The first car is with Jerry and Elaine, and their car's all packed up. Great detail. The whole back seat is just filled.
Good point.
With the coolers and suitcases and all that. Jerry and Elaine are following George and Susan, or at least trying to. George is speeding like crazy, which I find to be a real interesting trait of George, that he... we'll debate how quickly he made it from West 81st to JFK, but it seems very efficient of George, and I never found George to be the most efficient person.
Yeah, he's got a lot of car issues with parking, handicap spots, and now his speed. He tends to be a speed demon, and he takes pride in the fact that, Jerry tells Elaine that George once made it from West 81st Street to Kennedy Airport in 25 minutes. Never heard the end of it. But then if we flash forward to the car with Susan and George, George will tell Susan that he made it from 81st Street to Kennedy Airport in 15 minutes.
Right.
So he still feels the need to lie about it despite making great time.
And despite it being pretty obvious, because the jokes are told like within 20 seconds of each other.
Right.
I think that's a pretty subtle joke. And that one really sums up the George character. But I think is even funnier if you understand who George is, and that is so something George would find the need to lie about.
Well, he's trying to impress a girl, but also it's building himself up as well, right? Now, I wanted to point out the start of that scene with Elaine and Jerry talking. Elaine asks Jerry, "Hey, does George, does he actually like her?"
Yeah.
And Jerry says, "Well, I don't know if he likes her as much as he likes it."
Ooh.
And you know how you said it's very real? You know how you said it's very real they got all the bags packed in the back? I feel like this is a very realistic conversation that two friends would have concerning another friend dating a new girl.
Yes.
And they'll kind of, for lack of a better word, gossip about how that third friend feels about his new girlfriend.
Absolutely.
It's very relatable, I think.
Yes, absolutely. Great point. You really don't see a lot of moments like this in Seinfeld where, the characters are separated, like, two separate cars, and hey, let's talk about that other car. It's a very unique situation, I think, for the Seinfeld gang. Jerry's getting upset. Because he can't see George anymore. George is just flying down the highway. And he has no idea. Jerry has no idea how to get to not only the Bubble Boy's house, but he doesn't know how to get to the cabin either. I guess he had an address, the Bubble Boy's address, right?
Only George had it, and Susan.
Yeah, it was written in his apartment, and that's what he showed to Susan. And Jerry's plan was just to follow Susan to the Bubble Boy and then follow them to the cabin.
Now, this is one of those scenarios that I think you could not use today unless someone's phone died. Because this is one of the few Seinfeld plots that seems a little bit dated. Now that everybody has a smartphone with a GPS or Waze on it, that they couldn't pull this storyline would not exist today.
Right. It kind of reminds me of in a horror movie nowadays. Or at least most horror movies I watch, there's always that scene once the killing starts where the characters are like, "Oh, I don't have a signal," or "My phone battery's dead." This moment here, Jerry gets, as I mentioned, really upset. how they make all these plans, and he's so upset he can't even just take a break and inhale for a second. And this is what it sounds like.
You make all these plans. This city goes 100 miles an hour, and the whole weekend's over. Incredible. Just like...
Which I love, but the blooper, just as good.
The blooper is even better.
You make all these plans. This city goes 100 miles an hour, and the whole weekend's over. Incredible. I can't believe it. I'll think just like that.
And if you look closely at the scene they use in the movie, right after Jerry delivered the line just like that, they cut immediately to a close-up shot of Elaine because she breaks, she cracks after Jerry loses that line because it's so funny.
Good point. There's a close-up shot there. You're right. Well, Elaine is, of course, pretty frustrated with Jerry. How could you not bring the directions with you and whatnot? And she's really thinking of the Bubble Boy. She feels bad for him that he's going to be waiting for them in his igloo or whatever. And we didn't mention this earlier. This is the third mention of igloo. Because
that's true.
I think Jerry mentions it to Mel Sanger. Is it like an igloo?
It's really more of a divider.
Yeah, and I think Susan mentions an igloo in the apartment.
She has the same question, yep.
So this is
Oh, no, and Jerry says, that's what I thought.
Right. Everyone thinks that to me is a Larry David joke. Like, oh, it must be an igloo, right? Mm-hmm. So good. And we cut over to George and Susan's car, and at this point, they're so far ahead. George was like, oh, we'll just meet Jerry and Elaine at the Bubble Boy's house. But this is where that miscommunication happened. They don't know how to get there, of course. We cut to Jerry's apartment, and this is an odd sight. No one's there. Empty apartment. Mm-hmm. We know Jerry's out of town. Kramer enters the apartment.
Now, did you notice how he got in the apartment?
The keys?
The keys.
Well, I do love the fact, this is such a throwaway moment, but he walks in, goes to Jerry's sink. I don't know what the term is, but the little...
Stopper?
Yeah, the
plug?
stopper, kind of the...
Plug.
Filter, plug. He takes that and he just goes, yeah. He walks out with it. And... I never used to think about actors' decisions in these little moments, but Michael was like, oh, why am I going into Jerry's apartment? What am I getting? What's my reason for going in there? And he's like, I guess I'll just grab that. I don't know. It makes me wonder, did he think of it just right in the moment? Or what other item could he have grabbed instead? But he notices the address, that little napkin to the Bubble Boy on the counter. And as he starts to leave, Naomi calls and leaves a message on the machine, how she changed her mind. I guess, she was mad at Jerry for that Elmer Fudd comment, and she would like to go to the cabin. So Kramer picks up the phone as she's leaving the message and tells her, hey, Jerry left, but my golf game got canceled, and he was actually thinking of going up himself and wanted to know if she would like to tag along.
It's very nice of Kramer to offer that. To go out of his way to pick up the, he could have let the machine go to, its completion.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got pies up there, Finney. That's true. That's the main reason he's going there. This is probably common knowledge to most of our listeners, but, Elaine is like this, kind of like the conscience of the show or of the group. I think Kramer is really the heart.
Yes.
He is really a nice guy, despite all of the dumb things and the inappropriate comments and the, falling slapstick, huge heart.
It's almost as if, once you're his friend for life. In the same way that he's like, if you get on my bad side, you got problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's loyal.
He really is. He really is.
We got a little goof here, or plot hole, if you will.
Goof.
Kramer, walks in the apartment, gets a stopper, picks up this piece of paper, and it has the address on it.
Sorry, when you said stopper, it makes me think of the popper that he gets in the keys. Okay.
No. He picks up the paper, which has the Bubble Boy's address on it. Gets a hold of Naomi on the phone, and they drive up. They end up at the cabin, not the Bubble Boy's house. So how did they know what the address of the cabin was? Since Jerry was just going to follow George and Susan.
Yes, it is a goof. If you have the address of the Bubble Boy, how did they wind up at the cabin instead?
But She could have just written the address on that paper so that both addresses were there.
I'm thinking the only thing that makes sense, yes, is Susan, even though we didn't see her do it, though.
Well,
I don't know.
maybe
At some
that's a commercial break.
at some point, Jerry might have added the cabin address, but that means he would have known the address. He should remember it.
Well, you can write down an address and not remember.
Yeah.
Again, if you had a smartphone, wouldn't be talking.
So what do you think happened here? Do you think this is just a goof, or is the address for the cabin on the napkin as well?
Like, if it were a goof, I find that fascinating. So I kind of like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It still works. I still buy the whole thing. It's all believable. But yeah, I feel like that's a little tiny little plot hole.
Well, we get an act break, and when we come back, we're on the highway again. This time, however, it's Kramer and Naomi driving. And did you see the hood? It's at the bottom of the screen. You can barely see it. The hood of his car.
Isn't it multicolored?
I saw some red, a little bit of white and blue, which made me think of the like the top portion of the Pepsi logo.
Oh yeah,
it kind of has that look to it. I wish I had a full, like wide look of that car though, because
whose car is it?
Another good point. Last time we saw Kramer drive, I think, was in The Keys, season 3. Oh no, I'm sorry, it was The Trip. He had that little blue convertible, but. In terms of his New York car, he always seemed to have really big,
like a Buick or a Lincoln or something.
Yeah, and this looks more like a hot rod.
I agree.
Like a muscle car.
Yeah, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently during the 4th season, Kramer drove a Ford Galaxie 500, but I can't recall. Looking to our future episodes, I can't recall an episode where you see him driving like a full shot of the car.
I know in the airport he drives because he goes to get Hal Grossbard.
You got it. Yeah, you figured it out. So that's an episode where we see his car. Maybe it has that same hood.
We'll have to check. I can't recall right now.
No, and it's at night too, so it might be a little tough to see.
Yeah.
Anyways, Kramer offers Naomi a Cuban cigar, and what does he say after that?
Oh, he doesn't offer. He says, "Do you mind if I smoke?"
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, but he says, Maria, poniendo los dientes con glee. And did you notice Kramer actually seems to genuinely enjoy her laugh?
That visual of Kramer, with that made up, I assume it's made up Spanish, and Naomi laughing, and he like smiles at her as she laughs. That's such a sweet moment when Kramer, again, that big heart, and I think Kramer can really see the beauty in other people. I think he gives even, the criminals and maybe the more annoying people out there a chance. He can see some kind of inner beauty.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm getting a little deep here. To the point, though, where Kramer and Naomi are kind of a cute couple.
I have that at the end of the episode as a note. Why didn't they get together? Because they went swimming together. He whips her with a towel.
I think they're implying that they're a better couple.
They're meant for each other.
Mm-hmm. Sort of reminds me of the Kramer-Tina coupling.
Yeah.
Another annoying character. So we're at the Sanger house. This is where the Bubble Boy lives. This is just George and Susan, though, at this point. And while they're waiting to go in, we didn't mention this earlier, Susan starts macking on George a little bit.
In the car on the way up. She's nibbling on his ear and trying to kiss him, and he's like, will you stop that? He's distracted.
But she does it again here, so I think she's just really excited to get a little, alone time with George.
I like how she's kind of affectionate.
Oh, yeah.
And George is, I agree, a total prude.
He starts pushing her away again.
And when she calls him out on it, he's like, I swing with the best of them, sweetheart.
That seems like a line that you would use in real life. I don't know if that would come up as much as...
Yeah, it's hard to use that one in everyday conversation.
That's true. Well, Susan wants to go in and just tell the family, the Sangers, what happened to Jerry, but I guess this is interesting. Little backstory. George is nervous to face the Bubble Boy. That line on its own sounds very much like Larry David. I can't face the Bubble Boy. He doesn't react well to these situations. Apparently, his grandmother died 2 months early because of the way he reacted in the hospital. She was getting better. He pays her a visit. She saw his face. Boom. That was the end of it. I do like the use of the term boom whenever someone's telling a story. I think doesn't Jerry use that in the note when he's telling the story about the child getting kidnapped, where he's like, next thing you know, boom, he's gone.
He's gone. Yeah.
You know, that boom.
I just wanted to add that the scene originally had an ending where Mel Sanger, the Bubble Boy's father, walked up from behind to George and Susan, and a startled George would turn around and say, "Mr. Bubble?"
I like that.
Yeah.
Kind of nervous. Wait, do you think that comment of George saying Mr. Bubble, was he sort of trying to joke around, or was he being serious?
I have a feeling he didn't know the last name. So he only knew it as we're going to the Bubbles house.
Because if he were being like a jerk, like trying to make a joke, it reminds me of it was the episode when Russell disappears and he gets replaced with the female executive, and George walks in and he looks at her and he's like, "Russell." They all start laughing. Mm-hmm. One little bit about this house, I guess it's on a back lot at CBS Studio Center. I don't know if you ever watched this show. I didn't, but being from Indiana, I thought I should mention it. This house was built during Seinfeld's third season for the show Erie, Indiana. If anyone watched that show, you might recognize this house, but yeah, I'm not too familiar with that one. Anywho, we're now at a diner, I guess on the side of the road, and this is where Jerry and Elaine decide to hang out.
A very familiar looking diner.
How's that?
If you look closely, it is the same diner used as Reggie's, the Bizarro coffee shop.
Nice work. It has that blue silver interior, I guess, that's pretty iconic. I honestly did not make that connection. That's good. This is the place that only serves Sanka, no big salads.
They don't have big bowls.
Yes. So Jerry is upset that the weekend is shot now, but Elaine, once again, thinking more about the Bubble Boy, and Jerry goes on this tirade. And this is the moment when I realized they say Bubble Boy a lot in this episode. You don't have to keep mentioning the Bubble Boy. I know about the Bubble Boy. I'm aware of the Bubble Boy. Why do you keep mentioning the Bubble Boy?
I'd just like to point out, after Jerry does go on his multiple Bubble Boy rant, Elaine blows a perfect bubble right in his face at the punctuation of that line that Jerry delivers. And to me, that is just brilliant. To cap that big rant with another bubble.
I'm an idiot,
bubble.
dude. I never put that together. The visual of a bubble and the Bubble Boy. I am dead serious. I just thought that was her being like, just kind of being obnoxious and just sort of like, little F you, but
no, I have in my notes, remember Matthew when he's swearing? This is so f***ing good, is how I feel when she blows that bubble.
It's fantastic. And that's hard to do. That's hard to get that perfect bubble. Mm-hmm. Have to get the right kind of gum. Could you do that with like an Orbit or a Trident?
That's no good.
Bubblicious, maybe?
Yes.
Big League Chew.
I'll have a cup of coffee and a turkey club.
How about you?
I'll just have a glass of water.
You can't just have water.
Why not? That's all I want.
Well, this is not like a park bench where you just come in and sit down. It's a business.
Hold it a second. Don't you play on TV?
Oh, no.
Yes, we saw him on TV.
What's your name?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Elaine.
Gary Seinfeld. I saw you on The Tonight Show.
Right. Hey, wouldn't you like an autographed picture?
I don't have any more pictures, Elaine.
He's lying. They're in the trunk. Now you get to sign another one.
I'm not lying.
Yeah, I guess.
She'll have a cup of coffee and a broiled chicken.
This waitress, man, she is wonderful.
Yep. So wonderful. In fact, she's played a waitress in multiple roles. Her name is Olan Shepard. She plays the waitress in The Bubble Boy. She also plays a waitress in Natural Born Killers. She plays Mabel. And she plays a bar waitress in one of your favorite movies, The Truman Show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
She's also in Edward Scissorhands, Mars Attacks.
Oh, she's the neighbor, the crazy religious neighbor.
Which movie?
In Edward Scissorhands.
Esmeralda.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. And then she was in an X-Files episode.
Oh, cool.
That's all I got.
Does she still work or not
She does.
since the
Yeah,
90s?
she does some TV stuff.
Cool. This scene here only features a little bit of her. We'll see more of her later. But just those little moments where she's like, Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So funny. I swear those are things she came up with.
Yeah, mispronouncing the name, kind of being like a townie or I guess like a local, I guess. One of our listeners, Abby Q, actually made a very interesting observation. He noticed when he was watching The Bubble Boy, when the interaction between the waitress and Jerry and Elaine is going on, and she notices, "Aren't you Gary Seinfeld?" that this woman or extra in the background is kind of eavesdropping, and she's like looking up, making eye contact with Jerry, and he said that
I'm watching her right now as you're talking.
He said it's very weird. It's this woman behind the waitress, but it's true. I find it almost distracting now. Like I can't stop looking at her. I'm
a little creeped out right now because it's something I never noticed before, and now I can't.
Her eyes are very expressive, but I would argue that it would be conceivable for her to act like that because the waitress just picked up on Jerry being this minor celebrity. So, of course, she's going to be like, ooh, what's this about?
It makes total sense, yeah, for a small town, we have a celebrity in our midst.
But, man, she's bringing it over the top.
The blocking is so bad, though, because where the waitress, where her head ends, it's like that extra.
There's a head perched on her shoulder.
Yeah. Yes, that's funny. I'll never not be able to see her from now on.
Can't unsee. Thank you, ABQ.
Yes.
Another thing I wanted to point out was, how we talked about Elaine and Jerry being flirtatious earlier in the episode? They had a really nice thing going. Now they're starting to nitpick at each other and kind of the claws are coming out a little bit.
That to me though is the sign that these two are
perfect for each other.
Oh yeah, I mean, God, I feel like I've really changed my tune on the whole relationship thing, but it's so accurate. That's how a couple would act. They would bicker, they would have they'd have these little disagreements that, I don't know. I love it.
And then she manages to kind of stick it to him, and she gets back at him. Oh, there's one more in the trunk.
Yep.
She comes back waving it in his face.
Oh, later on, yeah. She's so excited. I love how we get out of the scene, though, where Elaine has pretty much won the argument, by going to get the other photo, and he just leans forward. She'll have a cup of coffee and a broiled chicken. He's just he's like, if I'm going down, I'm taking her with me.
That's Jerry's way of getting back at her, but we'll find out that he loses again.
Yes. So we're back at the Bubble Boys' house, or the Sangers, and it's George and Susan just sitting in the living room with Mr. and Mrs. Sanger. We have Mel, who we didn't really talk about earlier in the diner in Monk's, but we don't get his wife's name. I think it's just Mrs. Sanger. She is the one who finally squashes the igloo idea, the one that everyone brings up. She's like, it's not an igloo. It's actually just a plastic divider.
And I got to say, her voice is so sweet sounding.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just a plastic divider.
God.
Did we talk about Brian Doyle Murray already?
We didn't. I don't think so.
Did I miss him?
I think we did. You want to talk about both actors?
Let's talk about the parents. Let's talk about the Sangers right now.
Go for it.
Meet the Sangers. Mel Sanger is played by Brian Doyle Murray. I think everybody pretty much has seen something that this guy has done. He's in 3 episodes of Seinfeld, The Bubble Boy. He comes back in the pilot and the finale to reprise his role as Mel Sanger.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, right.
He was a writer and cast member of SNL from 1978 to 1982. He was in National Lampoon's Vacation. He was in 16 Candles, Caddyshack, Scrooged, Ghostbusters 2, Christmas Vacation, which is probably the one we know him best as well as Noah Vanderhoff in Wayne's World. Mm-hmm. He was in Groundhog Day, As Good as It Gets. JFK. He's the voice of the Flying Dutchman in SpongeBob.
Oh, wow,
and recently, in the past couple of years, he did multiple episodes of the TV show Sullivan and Son and The Middle. And he's the brother of Bill Murray.
Of course.
If you didn't know.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that has just been... I mean, sure, his brother Bill has had such an incredible career. But it seems like Brian Doyle Murray, even though his roles aren't as big, has been in just as many classic films.
Yeah. Would you say it's Clint Howard-esque in that he's in everything and I recognize that guy from that movie. He's been in so many things.
That is a great, connection, or at least a little parallel there. I think Clint Howard's been in the business longer than Brian, but and probably has more credits to his name. But I mean, it's very similar. That younger brother character actor. I was going to ask you actually what you, other than everything boils down to Seinfeld, but what you remember him from the most or best?
Well, he's what's his name? I can't remember, but he's Chevy Chase's boss in Christmas Vacation, and then he's Noah Vanderhoff, the owner of the largest chain of video game arcades in Chicago, in Wayne's World. So that's where I'll always remember him.
As much as I love Wayne's World, I think I'll remember him most from Caddyshack.
Caddyshack,
yeah, because I'm a huge Caddyshack fan, and that. It blew my mind when I first saw him in that because he's got a hat on, so you can't tell if he's balding yet, but he's so much thinner and he's got that mustache. Mm-hmm. The only thing that's recognizable is that voice.
Mm-hmm. Very gravelly.
Mm-hmm. Who do you have for Mrs. Sanger?
Mrs. Sanger is played by Carol Mansell. She plays Mrs. Sanger in The Bubble Boy and The Pilot. She was in the TV show Down to Earth. She was in episodes of Family Ties, Married with Children. She was in the movie Thelma and Louise. She was also in Home Improvement, Wonder Years, Murphy Brown, 2 episodes of That 70s Show, Malcolm in the Middle, a couple episodes of Desperate Housewives, Justified, Modern Family, Scandal, and that movie Elizabeth Banks was in Walk of Shame.
I don't know that one.
Tig's in it too, apparently.
Oh. So it's great. She's still working today.
Yep.
I always like seeing that. If any of the actors on Seinfeld are lucky enough, fortunate enough to have a long career. I like knowing that they're still out there.
Mm-hmm.
So George wonders if they can get into the bubble with him, but they have to put on a lot of layers, apparently. The gloves, mask, it's a whole production. And it's at this point that Mel wonders if they'd like to play a game with Donald. Mrs. Sanger suggests Trivial Pursuit, and then we get...
Hey, Ma! What the hell do I gotta do to get some food around here? I'm starving! And it's peanut butter, I'm gonna shove it in your face!
I don't know if that's a boy. It sounds like a man.
Oh, it's a man.
It's a man, baby. All right. I just suddenly felt like thousands of people cringe.
Yeah.
As they did that voice.
You hear that? It's the sound of millions of podcasts being turned off right now.
Bubble Boy, Donald Sanger.
Ah, the Bubble Boy. What a voice. Bubble Boy is voiced by John Heyman. Mr. Heyman. He's actually a writer on Seinfeld. He wrote the movie episode. But he's also credited as being a program consultant for 23 episodes. He was a writer and producer on It's Like You Know, Peter Melman's show, as well as The Chris Rock Show. And he's also done he's a comedian, first of all, but he's also an actor. He played the Bubble Boy in The Bubble Boy, the pilot, and the finale. He was in Sour Grapes, Larry David's movie.
Oh,
played a studio executive.
I can't wait to revisit that one.
We're going to see so many familiar faces when we go back and watch that. He also was in 2 episodes of It's Like You Know, and the thing that I learned, he was in Curb Your Enthusiasm. 2 episodes, he played Randy the chef in the Benadryl Brownie and Club Soda and Salt.
Yes.
So and keep an eye out for him.
He actually has, I believe, an on-air cameo or appearance on Seinfeld. He plays the guard. I mean, we're really spoiling the end of Seinfeld here, but the prison guard that takes Jerry away when he's performing, he's like, all right, Seinfeld, let's go. That's John Heyman. So we cut back to the diner. Elaine walks in with Jerry's photo. There's that moment where she's just waving it.
That's paper. That's not a glossy photo.
Go grab a glossy photo. I'll wait now.
I mean,
she's very pleased with herself, and Jerry, of course, reluctantly signs it. Elaine's like, "Oh, where's my water?"
Oh, it's coming.
So after Jerry signs the photo, he hands it to the waitress.
Here you go.
Thanks.
What'd you write?
Nothing's finer than being in your diner.
There is nothing finer than being in your diner.
No good?
This is what you came up with?
Well,
That is so lame, Jerry. People are going to be reading that for the next 20 years and laughing at you.
yeah, you're right. Excuse me. Would you mind? I'd like to take the picture back.
Why?
I'm not happy with what I wrote.
It's good. I like it.
No, believe me, it's not good. I'll mail you a new one with something really funny written on it.
Well, when you mail me a new one, I'll send you back this one.
No, look, you don't understand. I want the picture.
Right.
Now, Matt, did you know originally Jerry was supposed to write on the photo, "Who loves you, baby?" Which is a catchphrase from the TV show Kojak.
Yeah, Telly
Did not know that.
Savalas.
Yeah. They're not yours, Telly.
Next scene, we're at the Bubble Boys, and here we go. Here's the good stuff with Mr. Donald Sanger.
Donald Sanger.
His mom introduces George and Susan. I have to say, his bedroom, it looks like a little boy's bedroom. They got that.
He is a little boy.
Is he? But that voice, though, it's so disturbing because did he go through puberty?
I always bought that he was an adolescent of some sort. I never thought he was this old person with an immune disorder.
If there's anyone who ever appeared on Seinfeld that fit the age, do you remember Stephen Corrin from season 8? He's the guy that he interviews for a scholarship at the Susan Ross Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the Van Buren Boys gang. That's who I would imagine, I guess.
So late teens, early 20s?
Right?
That's what you're envisioning.
Or is the Bubble Boy supposed to be younger, like 10 or 11?
I'm thinking right around 10, 11, 12.
Even with that voice.
Yeah.
My God. And it's the immune deficiency that is giving him that deep
Perhaps.
voice.
Yeah.
And the foul mouth.
He's very crass.
Yeah. Well, despite the room looking like a little kid's room, it's pretty empty. It's, a few posters, there's some fold-out chairs. And, unfortunately, we never see the Bubble Boy, but
for good reason. Originally they were going to have the Bubble Boy be on screen, and they even had actors come in to audition. Seth Green was one of the actors who auditioned for the role. But then, to Larry's credit, Larry David thought that once you show the Bubble Boy, the audience is going to have sympathy for him, and it's no longer going to be funny. They're going to either think that they're making fun of the Bubble Boy or whatever. So they thought the Bubble Boy has to be off screen. Let's just have this voice and this annoying character, and then you won't have sympathy for him.
that makes a lot more sense now. That even if you were to have him on screen, like if Seth Green is playing the Bubble Boy on screen, it makes sense that even at that age, he would be foul-mouthed, he'd be a little brat, and he'd, saying all these, crass things. But the fact that you don't see him, and it's obviously an adult's voice, I think it really makes you just despise this character.
Yeah, he's a despicable person. They actually talked about, I think George Shapiro talked about, after this episode came out, the only people that kind of wrote letters or gave the show some flack were families that had Bubble Boys. But everybody else, nobody raised an eyebrow.
To have like a negative portrayal of...
Exactly.
Okay, we had this, other than John Travolta in that TV movie, the next on-screen portrayal of a Bubble Boy, and he's a complete jerk.
Yeah.
This is Donald.
Hi.
Hello.
Who are you? Where's Seinfeld?
He's on his way. These are his friends.
What are you looking at? Never seen a kid in a bubble before?
Of course I have. Come on. My cousin's in a bubble. My friend Jeffrey's sister, also. Bubble, I got a lot of bubble experience. Come on.
What's your story?
I have no story.
She works for NBC.
How about taking your top off?
Donald, behave yourself.
Come on.
I know. Why don't you play a game of Trivial Pursuit?
Well, we gotta be running because of the...
What are you, afraid?
No, you see, it's just.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Got some toot on him.
He really does. Where's he getting this from? Is this a maybe from the TV since he controls the remote?
Well, he's in a bubble all day. He can't experience, an average kid's life.
Mm-hmm.
But where does it come? It comes out of left field when he asks Susan, "How about taking your top off?"
Like this.
Donald.
I don't. I think our sense of humor isn't that lowbrow, but that line is pretty funny because it's just out of nowhere.
Yeah. And he ends the scene with a great capper. And he's really an instigator to George,
And George, oh man, George takes that bait. You know what I mean? He just.
Well, yeah, because at the onset, George, I think, would have sympathy for him and kind of tiptoe around the obvious.
Oh, he laughs him off though at first, where he's like, "What are you afraid?" And he's like, no."
but then he baits him in, and he's like, "All right, Bubble Boy," And
it's it's the equivalent of being called chicken from Marty McFly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll come back to the Trivial Pursuit game here in a bit. The all-time classic Trivial Pursuit scene, but. At the diner, Jerry is following the waitress around, and he's still wanting that picture back because he didn't like what he wrote. She's not letting him have it, and it gets a little heated here. She's like, you better just pay and leave, and hey, maybe he'll just take the photo back. So we're kind of getting a bit of a mirror image to the Bubble Boy scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like going back and forth, raising the stakes. Yep. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to take it back.
We're going to have another one of those coming up shortly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised the waitress would even want the photo after this unpleasant experience dealing with Jerry.
Yeah. Something, though, about that character, the waitress character, and her just saying, "You're not getting it back." That just seems so accurate. There's just some people out there that are so set in their ways. You can't have the photo back. I think people like having that power over others. But Elaine, meanwhile, is she breaks the tension a little bit, right? What's she doing here?
This chicken is really good.
I think it's Kenny Rogers' chicken there.
It's the wood that makes it good.
Yeah. I don't know why. Like that, seeing her eat a broiled chicken, that just really grosses me out for some reason.
It's just chicken.
Yeah, but at a diner, oof. You think it's good?
Yeah, it's really good.
So I guess Jerry's plan of getting back at Elaine kind of backfired there a little bit.
Yeah, he's the loser in this situation.
Now on to the Bubble Boy and the all-time...
The iconic scene of this episode.
Yes, and I would argue, whether or not you think it's one of the best scenes ever, I think this is in the top 10 of all-time classic scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Something that would show up in like TV guides, best Seinfeld moments.
Yeah.
But George and Susan are pretty close to ending their game of Trivial Pursuit with the Bubble Boy.
Okay? History. This is for the game. How you doing over there? Not too good.
All right, Bubble Boy. Let's just play. Who invaded Spain in the 8th century?
That's a joke. The Moors.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry, it's the MOOPS. The correct answer is the MOOPS.
MOOPS? Let me see that. That's not MOOPS, you jerk. It's Moors. It's a misprint.
I'm sorry, the card says MOOPS.
It doesn't matter. It's Moors. There's no MOOPS.
It's MOOPS.
Moors.
MOOPS.
Moors.
I think Seinfeld fans come in all types. You have people who've loved it for 20 years, but within that group, you have people that love the minutia. You have people that love the one-liners, and you have people who might just love these classic scenes. Mm-hmm. How does this work for you, Vinny? You're a pretty hardcore Seinfeld fan. Do you like scenes like this? These all-time, played out moments?
Yeah, this is what makes the show. And for me, I like to watch them in order from season 1 to season 9, in chronological order. So I see them kind of equally, and I don't do syndication because I like to do the DVD. So I watch them all pretty equal. So there's not one scene that really stands out for me. Although there are the quintessential episodes, the Chinese restaurant, the contest, blah blah blah. But no, this is an all-time great scene.
Mm-hmm. And we're actually only getting half of it, really, because there is a.
You're right. It's gonna be broken up.
Mm-hmm. I just want to know where this just situation came from, because.
May I tell you?
Oh yeah, do you have it?
Yeah,
go.
Seinfeld writer Bill Masters was pitching an idea to the Larrys, and he's going off on this story idea. They didn't say what, but he's pitching this idea, and then in the middle of it, he mentions that he was playing Trivial Pursuit, and he pulls out a card, and it's had this misprint on it that said "Moops," and then he proceeds to tell the rest of his story. And Larry Charles, I believe, like the way he worded it was, he didn't even realize, how genius or how brilliant or how funny this anecdote was. And he said, no, that, go back. That's what we want to use. And then they interviewed Larry David, and he said that would be perfect fodder for the Bubble Boy and George to disagree over. So it's a real life occurrence, and a real life misprint.
Nice. Okay. I was wondering, because this is one of those just, it's so bizarre. I mean, the Bubble Boy concept enough is pretty weird, but to have it being over Trivial Pursuit, but then a misprint such as Moors and Moops, it's just.
How do you come up with Moops? How do you?
Yeah, I feel better now knowing it came from real life. Naomi and Kramer arrive at the Ross's cabin. And I don't know if you noticed this, but he's carrying like a stack of pies.
Yeah,
he bought into it.
It really was pie country.
It really is, and he gives them to Naomi to hold, and it's just a funny visual, that stack. No one's there, of course, so Kramer enters through the window, kind of opens it, slides through, and in typical Michael Richards fashion, he can't just enter the window. He has to fall and stumble over, and it's. As forced as it might seem, I love it. I love those antics.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
That's Kramer being Kramer.
We cut back to the Bubble Boys, and well, here you go.
Help! Someone! There's no moops, you idiot!
Stop it! Let go of him! Donald! Stop it! Now let go of him, Donald.
I'm gonna kill him! Get choking me!
Donald! Stop!
Moors! Say Moors!
Donald, no. Donald, stop it!
Even though I never pursue the she withdrew and I pursued. Even though I never pursue the Bubble Boy clip, I'm like, oh man, this is such a all-time classic. I love the visual of George being strangled.
Oh yeah,
that to me is that is better than the Moors Moops.
Well, not only the visual, but Donald is saying "say Moors," and George is refusing, even though he's getting strangled.
Yeah. With
what breath he has left, he's still getting moops out.
We've never seen George in this sort of situation. I mean, I don't think George ever gets strangled again, but George having trouble breathing or in a moment, it reminds me of the cigarette stuff in the invitations. Mm-hmm. When he's choking on it. It's just that Jason kind of clenched voice thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Jerry tried to suffocate him with a pillow in Heart Attack.
That's true.
Jerk off. So let's keep in mind here at the end of the scene. And another thing I liked is how Susan was coming to George's aid. She's like, get off of him. Yeah. And she's the one who inevitably pops the bubble. She bursts his bubble. But let's keep in mind here, the way this clip ended, Donald was choking out George, right? So let's go to the next scene. What's happening?
It's the waitress choking Jerry.
There we go. Again, they do. It has to be premeditated that they're lumping these two identical scenarios on top of each other.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean,
I never picked up on that when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's tricky, I think, for a casual fan, but it's becoming almost a signature move. Each episode, we got to have these dueling visuals. But also, I guess Elaine and a cook are getting in on it, and they're trying to. I don't know if they're trying to break it up or if the cook's fighting Jerry.
Yeah, you're right.
What's
It's
happening?
kind of
there.
odd.
Well, suddenly a man rushes in, and he very dramatic. I like this actor. He's like, something's happened to the Bubble Boy. They're rushing him to the hospital. Turns out it's because of some bald guy from the city who started a fight with him.
I got news on those two, man number 1 and man number 2 guys.
Oh, yeah, what do you got?
Man number 1 is played by George Gertis. I believe that's how it's pronounced. He plays man number 1. He's been in NYPD Blue, X-Files. He was in Amistad, Hidalgo, Single White Female. He was in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. He was in a Dexter episode, an episode of True Blood, and the episode of Castle, and The Mentalist. So he's doing all sorts of stuff.
Nice.
Then the other guy, man number 2, he's the one who says the little bald guy from the city. He's played by Tony Pappenfuss. He was in the Newhart Show. He was in 91 episodes of the Newhart Show. He played Daryl, number 1. 2 episodes of Murphy Brown. He was in a Coach episode in the movie Escape from New York.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Jerry realizes, though, that, hey, the Bubble Boy just lives down the road. They rush out, Elaine and Jerry, while I guess these two guys recruit some other locals. Like, hey, we need to go do something about this.
Vern, Page, and Preston.
Wait, what?
Those are the names. Don't you think we ought to do something?
Oh, he calls people out? I forgot that.
Vern, yeah, Page, and Preston.
Verge, Page.
Vern.
I said that.
You said Verge.
Oh, Verge.
Yeah, hey, Gurge.
Hey, Vern. So we cut to the cabin, and Kramer and Naomi, I guess, have sort of settled in. He's messing around with a fishing pole and places his lit cigar on the fireplace mantle. And he's, I guess he's waiting for Naomi to get ready. They're going to head to the lake, which is probably freezing for October.
It's good for you. It retards the aging process.
Yes, it's a great line. Kramer's swimsuit. I don't know if you noticed this. I'm not really big into fashion, but it's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I like it.
It's very vintage looking.
Yeah, has that look. So they eventually head out, and this is that moment, Vinny, you were talking about when Kramer starts like whipping her, with the towel, which is cute. They do seem like a nice couple. As the door closes, though, Kramer's lit cigar falls onto a stack of newspapers, and we cut over to the Bubble Boy, and hey, the gang is reunited. George, Susan, Elaine, and Jerry outside, and I love that line from George where he's like, the Bubble Boy tried to kill me. Everything's coming to a head.
No, the one thing I love is that George has no pity for the Bubble Boy now, and he treats him like a regular person.
Oh, yeah.
So it's almost like he's showing the most respect to the Bubble Boy. Because he hates him. He can't stand him.
You think the Bubble Boy appreciates that? Like being treated like a
regular person.
Yeah.
Versus this, oh, are you okay? kind of guy.
Yeah, he gets wheeled out in a little gurney and...
Oh, hey, Seinfeld.
Hey, happy birthday. But yeah, George is like, oh, he's a liar, a cheater, a little twerp.
And there's still Moors and Moopin back and forth.
There is, yeah, until that mob shows up and pretty much just chases the four away. I like the visual, but it seems very much like a season 4-5 gag. Mm-hmm. A little more physical comedy. Mm. It's kind of the group being like brought together, which I feel like we don't really get a lot of in those early seasons. We have those 4 different storylines.
Right.
And they usually culminate, if that's the right word, at the Monk's or Jerry's apartment, and they only culminate by people meeting. It's not like, there's an ambulance and a mob. We have to run. And as we'll find out soon, there's a fire. It's just so huge. Anyways, as they're driving off later, they notice the fire trucks, and the 4 of them eventually get to the cabin and find it engulfed in flames.
Do you smell something?
Yeah.
Smoke.
Yeah, definite smoke.
Look, it's a fire!
Holy cow, look at that!
It's my father's cabin! The cabin is on fire!
I just realized you never gave me back the change from the tolls.
How could this have happened?
Big, wild, funky mountain man.
Oh my God, the cabin!
What are you two doing here?
Look at that!
You didn't...
My Cubans.
So now that's the second fire Kramer started in a couple weeks.
What was the first one?
He set his hair on fire.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Again, because of the Cubans.
The ball's on fire. The ball's on fire.
I'm on to you, Weatherman. It's an obscure reference. What do you think, though, man? As this episode draws to a close, does this still feel like Seinfeld, or is this too big for you?
No, not at all.
No,
this is like the right amount of big. It's hit this wonderful stride that we keep talking about every week, but it's believable still. It's just more in the realm of TV versus more in the realm of reality. You know,
Sure.
But look, I mean, TV Jerry is getting his own TV show. So I don't know. This all it still seems very believable to me. All these premises that we've encountered thus far.
True. Well, let's move on to the closing stand-up.
Something very scary and exciting about fire. People are always run to see a fire. They're very proud if they have a fireplace. I think that's what smoking is really all about. That's the power of smoke. It's just this thing, I got fire right here in my hand. Smoke and fire is literally coming right out of my mouth. And it's very intimidating to the non-smoker, because it's like talking to someone that's going, my head could open up, lava could explode out, pour right down my face. Doesn't bother me a bit. And a cigar is even worse. I mean, a cigar is like, you think this end is bad? Look at this wet, disgusting, chewed-up nub, huh? How scary is that?
The thing I enjoy about this stand-up is the way Jerry can, mime smoking a cigarette, and he does the tapping of the cigarette to get the ash off, and then he blows into the mic. I've got smoke in my hand right here. I think he's really good at that. That I always take away from this stand-up.
Yeah, creating that image in your mind. This stand-up though doesn't. Yeah, compared to the opening stand-up.
Yeah, the opening was solid.
This one just doesn't do it for me really.
Yeah.
By no means, whenever we criticize a stand-up, do we feel like, oh, this whole thing fell flat. Yeah. Like Jerry needs to work on his material.
It's a little hacky.
No, it's great. It's just not. It's not solid.
Yeah,
like the beginning. I do like that. The wording: wet, disgusting, chewed up nub.
Yep, well crafted, and sounds like something he slaved over, on a notepad, getting the exact phrasing that he wanted to deliver.
Absolutely. Should we move on to our ratings?
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
So what do you think, Vinny? Where does this very, very popular episode rank for you? How do you, or not rank, I guess, how do you feel about it overall? And then we'll get into our ranking.
Oh man, I loved it from start to finish. I was very happy to see it on deck for this week, and so many. I've used iconic a couple times in this episode, and it's true because the scenes with Donald playing Trivial Pursuit, and then the whole back and forth, the excessive use of bubble for comedic effect.
Yes,
nice guest stars this week with the Sangers.
This episode to me sort of ranks up on the iconic level with Chinese Restaurant, but I feel like this is almost bigger than the Chinese Restaurant. Not that it's more clever, not that I like it more. I think there's just something about that visual of playing Trivial Pursuit and George getting strangled and the whole MOOPS MOORS thing that
yep.
It's so simple, and it can be packaged in like a 20-second clip.
Yeah. I also think about the imagery of seeing Susan's cabin burn down, which is the basis for upcoming episodes and something they'll talk about years down the road in the Seinfeld universe.
Yeah, but I think more the Bubble Boy though is the takeaway from this episode.
Like, yeah, absolutely.
Like that image is like when you hear the title of the episode and when the episode starts, I feel like that's what this whole episode, not in its original writing, is leading to, but since this episode has aired, like that's what a Seinfeld fan is waiting for, or knows it's all boiling down to this whole MOOPS MOORS scene. Whereas something like the Chinese Restaurant, you can't really pick out one solid moment in that and be like, oh, it's all leading to this moment.
No, it was just groundbreaking to have a show set in real time, and the only premise was they're waiting for a table.
Right. And it's the whole 22 minutes. It's the whole journey that's classic. The point I'm trying to make is just because it has that iconic scene or beat in it, I don't think that is fair to like represent the episode as a whole.
I see what you're saying.
That being said, or having said that, I still think this is a really good episode.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it from start to finish.
Yeah. What else in particular did you really enjoy?
The gag with Jerry signing the headshots and then not liking what he wrote. I was reading that Larry David found that really intriguing that Jerry had to come up with all these funny little sayings when he signed all these publicity photos. So he wrote that in an episode. Yeah. So I like hearing stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
We used to talk a lot about characters getting like even screen time, or at least even.
Yeah.
What am I trying to say? That their stories are all interesting equally. And if we're going to talk about that, Elaine, I feel like kind of got the shaft this episode. Mm-hmm. It didn't really, she didn't really have much to work with. Kramer too, for that matter.
Right. This was very George and Jerry centric.
It's weird. Like on the surface, or initially, I always thought this was a Jerry episode, but it is kind of more of a George episode. I think at least George gets that iconic Bubble Boy scene.
He's the one who has the run-in with the Bubble Boy, and ultimately his actions, as well as Susan's, lead to the Bubble Boy's demise.
Demise. Yeah, you wonder like what that looks like, because they say it's just a plastic divider. So I imagine it's wall to ceiling, plastic divider. So when Susan pounds on it and it starts what's deflating exactly?
It's as if it's a bubble that's actually losing the air.
Yes. So ultimately, what do you think? What kind of rating are you going to give a Bubble Boy?
I said at the beginning, I'm going to give it it's gold, baby, and I'll give it 10 boysenberry pies out of 10.
So 10 out of 10, gold, baby, gold. Yeah, I think you and a lot of listeners would agree on that one. Of course, I have to be a little more cynical. I'm going to give this one a pretty good, and I will give it ultimately 9 wet, disgusting, chewed up nubs out of 10.
Well done.
Again, a solid episode. It's iconic, but to me, it's not one that I would put on. Just
really?
I just know it so well.
This is on that disc, the best disc.
Which I agree, it's a great disc 2 of season 4. But I watched this episode more for Jerry's delivery of lines. I think more than anything else. That's no good, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Something we did last week though that I don't know if we'll do this week. Did you have an alternate title, or if you were to come up with one?
This could have been the Moops, because then people would be like, "What is the Moops?"
Oh, the Moops, yeah. I'll agree with you on that one. The Moops. Or Moors. Should be more. Moors. It should be the Moors.
Oh, I'd say the Moops.
No, Moors.
Moops.
Moors. Okay.
All right, let's get out of here. That's going to do it for us here at Seincast this week. Write us an email at seincast@gmail.com. We have a Twitter page. We have a Facebook page. We have a Pinterest. We have a Tumblr. And we have an Instagram. Matt.
Yes. Check us out on iTunes as well, and leave us a rating and a review. It'd be really nice. We hear from a lot of you, and we love reading them and hearing what you guys have to say about the show. So, Vinny, what episode are we discussing next week?
We'll be discussing the 8th episode of season 4, The Cheever Letters. Matt, what do you say we smoke a couple of Cubans?
You and your cigars.
Or some more lipstick.
But for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. The official Seinfeld site can be found at sonypictures.com/TV/Seinfeld. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
A bubble boy?
Yes, a bubble boy.
What's a bubble boy?
He lives in a bubble.
Boy.